Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be how the narcissist wanted to take you down with them. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So as the thumbnail mentions, that is what the narcissist wanted to do to you. And maybe they even want to do that now. But you see, the narcissist is a sinking ship. They are a ticking time bomb. They are just waiting to dish out their punishment and or abuse or use their manipulating techniques on anybody. And if you were in a relationship with a narcissist, you know what I'm talking about. It was a bizarre world. It was a roller coaster of emotions. It was the deep end of destruction. It was a place where you existed for a period of time and you did not even have your own identity. You became a shell of yourself. You lost your identity to the narcissist. What you did is you became a really, really big part of their life because you were being the walking apology. You were being the unpaid helper. You were being the sounding board. You were being a person who was not supposed to figure out what narcissism was. Remember, the narcissist toys with people. They mess with people's emotions. They take them super high and they drop them super low. The narcissist needs people. You don't need people. I will throw a caveat in there. Do you have healthy, stable relationships? My hope is you do, but you don't need people to regulate yourself. You don't need people to abuse and manipulate and to spread false lies about. You don't need to instill a smear campaign or to gaslight somebody or certainly to triangulate somebody or to project all of your toxicity onto somebody or to tell somebody that they're not worth anything. These are all the things of the narcissist. The narcissist saw you and who you were and what made you you. All of your beautiful, bright, shining attributes, which include your love, empathy, kindness, status, your stature, what makes you you, your physical appearance, your intelligence, what you possess. Everything that they looked at, they wanted to capture it for themselves, and they wanted to take, and they wanted to take and take, and when they were done, what did they want to do? That's right, they wanted to take more, because the narcissist their cup can never be satiated. They can never be filled. They can never just sit back and relax and say, wow, I have it pretty good. I have a kind, loving, stable, healthy relationship with somebody, because they can't do that because they don't have kind, loving, healthy, stable relationships with anybody. What they do is they have people fall into these relationships with them, perhaps even fall in love with them. And then there's a pivotal part in each and every narcissistic relationship in the beginning. It's when either you relocate and you move halfway around the globe with them, or you leave your city, town, state, country, and you move in with them, or you create a family, you have kids, or you put a wedding ring on the finger, or you start a business with them, or buy a house, or put them through school. Something pivotal happened to you when you met the narcissist, and it was to benefit them to the detriment of yourself, and you didn't know it back then. As I mentioned previously, you thought that most people on the planet had your best interest at heart. We now know that that's not the case, and the narcissist is at the way top of that list. They don't have anybody's best interest at heart other than their own. Imagine, if you will, you're in the ocean, and there is a life raft, and it's floating around, or the thing that they throw overboard, the dinghy, and life preserver, and it's you and the narcissist. Believe me, the narcissist will do anything possible to get that life preserver around their neck, not to help you out. They wouldn't even go 50-50 so you could both get on that life preserver and swim to shore. No, they care about themselves. Now that is a little bit of a graphic example, but if you know what I'm talking about, the narcissist cares only about themselves, but they wanted to take you down with them. You see, at their core, the narcissists are anxiety-riddled people. Now, they use anxiety as a weapon and as a tool when you were in the relationship with them. Perhaps even they said something like this: well, you know, I get so anxious, I'm filled with anxiety, I need to let it out, I just can't take it. Well, that may be true and it may not be true. I will say this: we never really know what is true with the narcissist because you never really got to know them. They were wearing a mask, they were manipulating you, they were tricking you and trapping you, and they were devaluing you more and more, and they wanted to keep you stuck down with them in their low vibrational state. That's why they dump all their toxicity into people who don't have the wisdom on the narcissistic abusive cycle. Once you get the wisdom and you apply the tools and you understand that you are the priority, you come first, second, and third, and the narcissist should be nowhere near you. You shouldn't be communicating with them. You should be going no contact and blocking them, deleting them, removing all flying monkeys and people associated with them. If not now, when? Get the message, because 1 minute in a narcissistic relationship, when you've identified that that's what it is 1 minute too long. Life is too short. You need to be abundant. You need to be toxicity free. You need to be free of manipulation and games. You need to be free of carrying the weight of a dead end relationship. That's what you were doing. And the narcissist knew this. That's why they want to keep you down with them. They want to keep you stuck down where they exist. That's why it's so frequent when people accept Hoovers. Now, what is a Hoover? It's when the narcissist is trying to draw you back into the relationship, and they're trying to butter you up and become all nice, and they're putting on the fake empathy or fake kindness, because they know that you're a valuable person, and they know that you have either slipped away or you are slipping away. Either way, you're getting wise, and perhaps you did go no contact and block them. Well, they will try to find ways to break those walls or those barriers down at times, if they really sincerely are looking for a source of supply. Now, again, don't accept the Hoover, because the Hoover, all it's going to do is let the narcissist know that you haven't figured them out, or you haven't healed properly, and that you are willing to go back and test the waters of that broken relationship one more time. The narcissist will never change. They only deteriorate over time, and they want to keep people stuck and trapped down with them. That is exactly what they want, because inside their mind, they believe that they are smarter than you. They believe that they're better looking than you. They believe they're entitled to everything that you possess, and they believe that no one will ever figure them out. Now, I mentioned some of these things so frequently on the channel to reinforce with you that you are a beautiful, bright, shining light. You should not be absorbing or consuming toxicity, which includes verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, financial abuse. All of these things you've already endured and tolerated when you were in the relationship. But back then, when you were in the relationship, you didn't know what the narcissistic abusive cycle was, so you did not have any education on it. It wasn't your fault. You were hoodwinked. You were tricked and trapped into staying in that relationship. And the narcissist spun everything around on you. They made you believe that you needed them. That's called the trauma bond. When you believe you can't live without them, and you need to hear their voice, and you need to text them, and you need to answer the phone call on one ring, and you need to do the endless to-do list because you need to keep them satisfied and quenched and satiated. Back then, that's what we did. The reason we did it is because we didn't know what we were up against. We didn't know we were being used and abused, and that once our health took a hit, or our bank account went to zero, or maybe we figured them out, or we were discarded, that's when the relationship really, really shifted. Because the narcissist, at any one of those times, that's when they look for the new supply, or they insert the new supply. And who is the new supply? Well, many times it's a recycled former source of supply. There's a bumblebee around here. Many times it's a recycled source of supply who hasn't found the wisdom, or they haven't broken the trauma bond, or they're a narcissist themselves, or some other category of individual. But then the new supply also could be who you were, a kind, loving, stable, healthy person who doesn't have the education, and you fell for the mask. You believed in the mask. And when you believe in the mask, that is the introduction to a very long, challenging road of not only manipulation and abuse, but a longer, at times, road of recovery. Not always. Everyone heals in their own time. In time, you will heal. That's what I mentioned on the channel. In the healing path, there is no magic pill or no magic wand that can be waved. Nobody can tell you when you will heal. It's directly contingent upon how much work you place into yourself post-narcissistic relationship. Some people heal quicker, others it takes longer. It's all up to you. But I did it. If I did it, you can do it. So as I mentioned, the narcissist wanted to keep you down with them. That's exactly what they wanted. Because when they were looking at you, let's say that when you were in the relationship, and say you were just being yourself, and you were laughing at a movie, or laughing at some funny occurrence, or you were crying at a sad movie, or you were being yourself, you were showing your emotions. What would the narcissist do? Don't cry, don't be such a baby. What are you doing? Who cries at movies? What's your problem? Or if you were laughing, they would poo-poo that. That's not funny. What are you talking about? I don't get it. What's the big thing? See, they were devaluing you, and they were making you behave the way they wanted you to behave. And all they had to do back then to get that to happen was to see which actions or emotions you displayed. And if they liked those emotions, they would continue to praise those. If they didn't, they would guilt you into not feeling that way. So here's an example I shared with you in the past. I used to wave to people walking down the street in Costa Rica and just say hi to complete strangers, and actually do it right now too, where I am. But the point is, that would be frowned upon. Why? Why are you saying hi to complete strangers? It's so embarrassing. What's your problem? You're not running for mayor. You're not running for president. Like, why are you even doing that? Did you see the weird looks those people gave you? And I would believe that. And I would just scratch my head and say, what are you talking about? But this is it. The narcissist doesn't want you to be you. They want to mold you into what they want, but they also want to keep you under their thumb. They want to control everything about you, from your hairstyle to the clothes you wear, who you communicate with, who you don't communicate, if you come home from work at a certain time, if you have to go to the store on the way home, how you sleep, where you sleep, if the sleep gets disrupted, what shows you could watch when you were watching TV, what movies you would watch. Would you go pick them up from work? Would you be early? Would you be late? Would you be the walking apology? Would you tolerate the silent treatment and then apologize for something that you didn't even do 3 days later because you couldn't take it because you were under the same roof as the narcissist and they weren't talking to you, but they were talking to everybody else, and they were acting like everything was perfect with everybody but you because you were the main target for abuse? All of these examples, and there are thousands upon thousands more of the layers of the onion to be peeled back, but this is how the narcissist wants to keep you down with them. You see, all of the negativity, all the baggage of that relationship, it comes from one person, and it is not you. It comes from the narcissist, and they needed somebody around them to pay the bills, to put a roof over their head, to help them start a business, to raise the kids, to plan for vacations, to pay for vacations, and all the while, to do all those things, they wanted someone they could abuse behind closed doors, in moving cars, after barbecues, late at night. All these things is what I'm sharing with you. The narcissist is not only hollow and shallow, but they're a coward and a bully. And do they know what they're doing? Yes, they do. They look for people who do not know what narcissism is, and they entrench them in the narcissistic fog. They keep them stuck in the devaluation stage. Here is a sentence that I hear so frequently during one-on-one sessions. This is what an individual would say that the narcissist told them. All of my exes returned back to me. Most of my exes will take me back in a second. Why do you think somebody would say that? I'll tell you why. Number one, they're arrogant and cocky. Number two, they place these people in the trauma bond or a trance or a spell or the zombie-like state, whatever you want to call it. And these people haven't figured it out because the narcissist is probably still hoovering them, even when they're in the relationship with you. And number three is because these people know that they're toying with people. They know they're manipulating people. They know they're blowing up people's lives. They know that they're driving wedges between the creativity and the abundance that lies in front of everybody, which is you. This is a huge roadblock. It's a huge hurdle that you had to go over. You had to go through it. There was no other way. And when you finally figured out that going no contact is the path, and that the narcissist did want to keep you stuck down with them, or maybe they still do, when you finally understand that, you say to yourself, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful to be out of that relationship. I didn't want to go through it. I didn't even know that kind of relationship existed. And I needed to heal from that relationship. And maybe I'm still healing right now. That's what you need to do, because this is not an average everyday relationship where when it ends, you just say, okay, well, I'll talk to you, never, have a good life, and it was fun. We had a couple good years. No, you need to process things. You need to slow your life down. You definitely need to go no contact. You need to see a therapist. You need to journal. You need to meditate. You need to heal childhood wounds. You need to watch videos. You need to read. You need to shield yourself and insulate yourself. You need to understand that your social circle or your status is going to completely change, because you will now be isolating, self-isolating, and all of the people that you've experienced relationships with in the past, you'll explore virtually all of those, because you'll be going down the rabbit holes of exploration and education with your newfound superpower, which is the wisdom on the narcissistic abusive cycle. This is what we do. Each and every day we focus on ourselves. Each and every day we do what we want, when we want, with whom we want. Once we have healed, once we've reached that pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, where we are no longer attached or needing to be with the narcissist. The narcissist did what they did. And I'll tell you right now, when they discarded you, or when you were strong enough to end it yourself, either way, that was the beginning of you finding who you really are, because you had to lose yourself to find yourself. And you may not understand that right now. Maybe you do. If you do, drop comments below, but this will change you forever. And once you reach the pinnacle of indifference, it has already changed you for the better. You are now in a place that you did not even know existed, which is now seeing the world through a different set of eyes. And you're not using rose-colored glasses. You're actually seeing the world for what it is, and you're not a people pleaser. And you now know that not everyone has your best interest at heart. And you also know that you're a very unique, fortunate, resilient, strong, and courageous person, because you've conquered something that you did not even know you were up against. You battled the behemoth, the narcissistic relationship, and you didn't even know what you were doing, but you did it. You found a way, and here you are, and you're paying it forward when your cup is full. That is what we do. That is why we are no longer under the thumb of the narcissist or any narcissist. That's why we drowned out toxic behavior. That's why we vibrate higher. That's why the doors of abundance will open up for you once you heal, and you heal properly. Understand the message. The narcissist wanted to keep you down, and they tried to knock you out for the count. I can tell you that right now. And they didn't, because you're here, and you're understanding that you are the beautiful, bright, shining light that I speak about on the channel. It's a fact. If you weren't the beautiful, bright, shining light, you wouldn't be here in the community, and you wouldn't have learned and known that you had to heal from the relationship, which is exactly what you had to do, or you are doing. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. And 2 things, I'm going to say this for 2 more days, then I'll take a break from it. 1, no, I do not read from a script. 2, yes, I do all this ad lib, and that's free flow talk. It's everything that I'm going through and everything I'm experiencing from my past, and it's paying it forward to you. So there's no script. So that's number 1. And number 2 would be anyone, if you want coaching sessions with me, one-on-one coaching sessions, drop an email at narcdailyvideos@gmail.com. That's narcdailyvideos@gmail.com. I love you all. God bless you. And I am going for my walking meditation in this beautiful, beautiful environment. I love you guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye, guys. And there isn't a script. So whoever thinks it, please. It's not.